It was a bright afternoon. The street outside was quiet, only the sound of birds in the distance. Suddenly, the window of John's house creaked open. His wife, Mary, in her colorful dress, slowly pushed herself out. She had done this many times, sneaking out through the window like nothing was wrong. Her heart beat fast, but she smiled, sure that her secret was safe. As she climbed down, she stretched her hands, expecting to fall into the arms of the man who always waited for her. But this time, it was not him, it was her husband, standing right there, waiting. Mary and John had been married for 5 years. Everyone in the neighborhood thought they were the perfect couple. John was hardworking, gentle, and always made sure Mary lacked nothing. He bought her clothes, cooked sometimes, and even washed dishes just to make her happy. But behind the walls of their home, Mary was restless. She had fallen into the trap of another man, a smooth talking stranger named David, who pretended to love her. Every afternoon, when John went to work, Mary would sneak out. She didn't use the front door like a normal person. She climbed out of the window, straight into David's waiting arms. It became a routine, and to her, it almost felt safe. The sunlight exposed her, but she told herself nobody was watching. But John had started to notice something strange. Many times, when he came home early, Mary would look nervous and unsettled. He began to suspect that his wife had a secret, but he could not yet put his finger on it. One afternoon, he came home quietly and hid outside. His heart pounded when he saw their bedroom window creaked open. To his shock, he saw Mary climbing out just like a thief. John did not shout. He stood directly under the window, pretending to be the man Mary thought she would meet. Mary, smiling with excitement, let go of the window and jumped down, expecting David to catch her. Instead, she landed right in John's arms. The world seemed to stop. Mary's face froze, her eyes wide with fear. Her voice shook as she stammered, "John, please, forgive me. It was the devil's handwork. I don't know what came over me." But John's face hardened. His voice thundered, "Mary, so the devil climbs into our window every day with you. I gave you everything. I never starved you. I loved you with all my heart. Yet you still betray me like this." Mary dropped to her knees, crying, clutching his legs. But John pulled away, his chest burning with anger. He walked back into the house, packed all her clothes and threw them outside. "Since you climbed out of my window, don't ever enter my door again. Go back to your father's house. I am done with you." Mary screamed and begged, but John's decision was final. She left the compound with tears streaming down her face, realizing her world had just collapsed. But the worst was still waiting for her. Mary staggered out of John's compound with her clothes and bag stuffed into a sack. Neighbors whispered and pointed at her. Some shook their heads in pity, others in judgment. Tears rolled down her cheeks and her body shook with shame. She had lost her husband, the man who cared for her, provided for her, and stood by her, even when she had no child. But in her mind, one thought gave her small hope: David, the man who had been whispering sweet words to her, telling her she was beautiful, promising her a new life. She believed he was waiting, ready to take her in now that John had rejected her. With trembling steps, Mary made her way to David's street. When she reached, she froze. In front of David's house, she saw a shocking sight. David was sitting outside, holding hands with a woman and laughing. The woman was not a stranger. She was his wife. Mary's heart stopped. "David," she shouted, her voice breaking, "so you are married all this time? You told me you were single. You ruined my home." David's smile vanished. His wife turned and glared at Mary. "Who is this woman, David?" Mary's words tumbled out with bitterness. I lost my marriage because of you. You told me you loved me. You told me you would take care of me. David's wife stood up angrily. So you were cheating on me with a married woman? God forbid. She slapped David hard across the face and stormed inside, slamming the door. David buried his face in his hands. His lies had destroyed two homes in one moment. Mary broke down on the ground, wailing, "What have I done to myself? I left my husband, the man who loved me, for a deceiver like you." But her shame was not finished. News spread quickly back in the village. Her family heard about how she had been caught climbing through the window like a thief. When Mary returned to her parents' small house, her mother could not even look her in the eye. "Mary," she said, her voice heavy, "we warned you. John was a good man. Now look at you, empty-handed, disgraced." Mary spent her days crying in regret. Meanwhile, John healed from the betrayal. Months later, he met another woman, a kind and respectful lady named Grace. Within a short time, Grace became pregnant, filling John's home with the joy he had long prayed for. As for David, his world collapsed. His wife left him completely, taking their children with her. Alone and broken, he realized the weight of his sins. Every night he sat in the dark, crying and regretting the day he enticed another man's wife. Mary's beauty faded with sorrow. She walked the village streets quietly, people mocking her behind her back. That's the woman who used to climb windows to cheat on her husband. She no longer had pride, only regret. It was clear to everyone. Sin may look sweet at the beginning, but in the end, it destroys both the body and the soul. Mary's story ended in tears. She lost everything, her home, her husband, and her dignity, all because of one careless choice. The same window she used to climb through for pleasure became the very door that closed her marriage forever. Her husband John moved on with his life, with his new wife Grace. He found peace, respect, and joy of fatherhood. Meanwhile, Mary was left with nothing but regrets, and David, the deceiver, lived in misery after losing his own family. Moral lessons. A secret sin may look sweet at the start, but it always ends in shame. 2. A faithful spouse is a blessing. Never take them for granted. 3. Lies and deceit will always destroy more than one life. 4. Whatever you sow, you will surely reap. Dear viewers, I hope this story touched your heart. Please let us learn from Mary's fall and hold on to faithfulness, honesty, and contentment in our homes. If you enjoyed this story, don't just leave quietly. Please subscribe to my channel, like, share, and comment. Your support helps me bring more powerful, life-changing stories your way. Stay with me on this channel because more shocking and emotional stories are coming that you don't want to miss.